Welcome back to Rasta's Realities, where my reality is your reality. Thanks for joining in when you could be any place in the city. Roll with me as I go into the center and enter into our reality. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Take this time to tackle tasks to add to your totality. If partial martial law doesn't make you want to improve, then you, sir or madam, are stuck on stupid. Business or pleasure as usual is over. Don't believe it? Well, continue with your lower level life and see how that works out for you. Time and the very systems that you are comfortable with will make for a very sore ass. My granny once told me that the world wears a brass boot. Why, pray tell, do you think that is? Well, I'll tell you. To kick your ass at any and every moment. Whether you're on the ball or not. This video is addressing those who are not the handout crew, the appearance of free rides are over. Why do you think taxes are temporarily forgiven? Why do you think that student loans are temporarily forgiven? From one of the most capitalistic countries. That makes sense to you? Why would America just appear to be giving money out when we're supposed to be in a deficit and in debt to other countries? No, it isn't because of the epidemic, pandemic, or whatever you want to name it as. All while refusing to pay reparations to the ethnicities that's primarily responsible for the building of this country. I'm referring to the sweat equity involved. Some have argued unsuccessfully that state and government programs are forms of reparations. For those not too bright, that isn't true. Here's only one reason amongst many. This country loves to take credit for others' works. So now, if state and government ran programs are forms of reparations, why aren't they touting that when the subject matter of reparations comes up? Why do they make excuses to not pay ebony people, but every other ethnicity gets it? Does that make sense to you? I didn't think so. You know, I'm batting 1,000. Fuck 100. I've noticed the ones who are comfortable being losers as they are used to prove and point that ebony people are lazy, natural criminals, and good for nothing, all while in the same sentence taking credit for those of us that put in major work to simply provide for our families. Yes, ancestors included. As said, one or a few knuckleheads do not speak or represent for the group. You see, one of the reasons that the bad is highlighted over the good is to convince others of a different ethnicity that even some of us that we are overall dysfunctional, despite the fact that light people, dark people, short people, tall people, all are the same. Meaning, we all, rich or poor, fuck, cuss, fart, shit, eat, sleep, drink, do drugs, blink, breathe, etc. All the same. Tell me how you or they are better than me or us. I'll wait. Point is that because we as people, all people are the same in some state of another. All people are in some state of demolition man type status. Meaning, though we are still living, we are in a space and time of reality where we are frozen. It is time and has been time to level up our minds, bodies, and in America's terms, financial game. That's G-A-M-E, game, not G-A-I-N, gain. Let me say that again. It is time and has been time to level up our minds, bodies, and in America's terms, financial game. No more sitting on the sidelines waiting for the coach to put you in the game. Do what's necessary to get into the game on your own, individually and as well as collectively. Do what's hard, because that is the only way to get yours, and not waiting for others to give you something. Reparations have to be taken, not given. Think about it this way. Is respect given? No. You gotta make another respect you. You have to make another pay homage to you and your works. And if I may speak to the state and the government programs, the Medicaids, the Social Security, the Social Security Disability, and the Section 8. I'm only going to touch on the Section 8 because I cannot give all this game away for free. By military terms, Section 8 means that you're mentally unfit. Why do you think that they build all of these tall buildings and put a bunch of people in it and called it Section 8? Essentially what they're saying is that you all, no matter how much money you make, no matter how much you're on the ball, are mentally unfit. Do you disagree? Holler at me in the comments. This or that, this is stage 1 of power. Stage 2 is developing economics, and you cannot do it with handouts. No one has ever gotten powered via handouts. You know what? On second thought, let me revise that. Because we have those who actually study and know the tax codes and the laws in place and the loopholes in place for them to get a handout to give them a head start in the game. I guess what I'm referring to is those who seek to get handouts via the state or the government, and them not knowing that the handouts that they are receiving are well below market value. And it is those that keep us in poverty. See, I've met with what America calls bums, the homeless, vagabonds, and speaking to them as people and not numbers or less than, all to find out that they were veterans or some other important fabric of society that built the society, that empowered the society, that educated the society. And speaking to them, again, as people and not numbers, all to find out that the country that they fought for used them and threw them away, and after the fact did not support them as promised, just to find out that these people are intelligent, hardworking, and skilled folk. We see them in tunnels, in Chicago's train systems, both male and females, doing their things of playing instruments, creating revenue where the layman or the working class do not see it as a form of revenue. Yet here we are in living color, watching them do so, listening to them do so, enjoying their music, enjoying their poetry, enjoying their dancing, enjoying their contributions to society, both before and after where they are now. So what? They do drugs and drink. What do you expect them to do when they're bombarded with nothing but drugs and alcohol and fattening foods and high blood pressuring foods? What do you expect them to do at that particular point? I can guarantee you this. You switch a rich person with a poor person, it's, you know what? It's kind of like Eddie Murphy's, what's the name of that movie? It escapes me right now. That movie. Eddie Murphy, he was a bum. And he was trading places. Let the prominent, the rich, the so-called highly educated be put in a situation of trading places. And let's see how that work out for them. I'm not saying that all will fail, but most would. Most will probably kill themselves on the third rail. And you know I'm telling the truth. Their minds, and when I say their, I mean the vagabonds, the labeled vagabonds, the labeled bums, the labeled homeless. Their minds are sharper than the opposite. And they don't make excuses. And even if they did, they have very reason to do so. And even then, they still buck up, man up, woman up, and handle their business. There's no excuses. So miss me with that nonsense. The system in place has failed us and is using our low points to categorize in a negative fashion. Take time to tackle tasks to add to your totality. I am Rasta Akil Bomani for Rasta's Realities. Peace to you.